Namaskaram students. Under P block elements, now we are going to see phosphine, phosphorus trichloride, phosphorus pentachloride, preparation, properties and their uses, oxides of phosphorus, just we are going to see the structure, and oxo acids of phosphorus, we are going to see the structure as well as their preparation. Then last one, oxygen, preparation of oxygen, chemical properties, physical properties and uses of oxygen. Rest of the lesson in PPT.
Phosphine formula is pH3. We prepare the phosphine by 4 methods. First method, when the phosphorus, white phosphorus is treated with sodium hydroxide in aqueous solution in inert atmosphere of carbon dioxide or hydrogen, it gives sodium hypophosphite NaH2PO2 along with phosphine. That another product, it is a small product, that is phosphine dihydrate P2H4. We have to remove this phosphine dihydrate and then we have to isolate the phosphine. So the containing the phosphine dihydrate and phosphine mixture is passed through freezing mixture. The dihydrate condenses, then the phosphine does not, so that we can easily isolate the phosphine. The second product protection is when hydrolysis of metallic phosphide, calcium phosphate is added with water or water, we get phosphine is one of the product and then we get calcium hydroxide. If you split the water H and OH, the OH reacted with the calcium, we get calcium hydroxide, and H reacted with the phosphorus, we get phosphine. Then another one, the aluminum phosphide, aluminum valency is 3, phosphorus valency 3, so cancel with each other, we get the formula AlP. It is reacted with the dilute mineral acid, that is HCl, we get phosphine is one of the product. You here split the HCl as H and Cl. The Cl reacted with the aluminum, we get aluminum trichloride, and H reacted with the phosphorus, we get phosphine. Then third one, if you eat the phosphorus acid formula H3PO3, it undergo auto reduction and oxidation. One of the phosphorus acid added with the oxygen, we get orthophosphoric acid. Then another, it remove the oxygen from phosphorus acid, we get a phosphine. Then fourth product, when you heat the phosphonium iodide in caustic soda solution. What is caustic soda? Means sodium hydroxide. We get the product, one of the product is phosphine along with the sodium iodide and water. Physical properties of phosphine. Phosphine is a poisonous gas and it has rotten fish smell. Chemical properties. When it is heated in the absence of air up to 317 Kelvin, the phosphine decomposes as phosphorus and then hydrogen. The same way, when the electric current also passed in the absence of air, the phosphine decomposes as phosphorus and then hydrogen. The second reaction is combustion reaction. In here, the phosphine is heated in the presence of air. It first of all gives phosphorus pentoxide along with the water. Then the phosphorus pentoxide and water once again heated gives metaphosphoric acid and 4 moles of water. Basic nature. Phosphine is a weakly basic, so that it reacts with the acid, particularly halogen acid. See the reaction, phosphine plus hydrogen iodide, hydrogen iodic acid, it gives PH4i, that is phosphonium iodide. Again that phosphonium iodide with water, it gives phosphine along with the hydronium ion plus iodine minus ion. Phosphine, it is reacted with the chlorine, it gives phosphorus pentachloride and then HCl. Then reducing property, that silver nitrate is a salt solution, is reacted with the phosphine, it gives silver phosphate as a precipitate, and then remaining product is nitric acid. You split the silver nitrate as silver and NO3 and phosphine, phosphorus and H. The phosphorus reacted with the silver, it gives silver phosphide. Then silver valency is 1, phosphorus valency 3. So crisscross method applied means we get the formula Ag3P. And then remaining hydrogen in phosphine reacted with the nitrate of silver nitrate, it gives nitric acid. HNO3 is the one of the product. Then phosphine when reacted with the boron trichloride, here the boron contain empty orbital and phosphine contain lone pair of electron. You see the structure in structure of phosphine, phosphorus containing lone pair electron. That lone pair it donate to boron, because boron containing lone pair, not lone pair, empty orbital. So they form a coordinate covalent bond with the boron trichloride. The small arrow mark nearer to phosphine indicate that it is a coordinate covalent bond. Now structure of phosphine. Phosphine hybridization is sp3 hybridization and it contains lone pair of electron, so that the lone pair of electron, the bond angle is reduced to 94 degree. It has the pyramidal shape because of this lone pair of electron. Now, next uses of phosphine, that phosphine produce smoke screen because it gives large smoke, so that only it is used as a smoke screen. And in ship a pierced container, that is one container, it has a small hole, that inside the container we are going to put calcium carbide and calcium phosphide. The calcium carbide, that container when it threw into the sea, the calcium carbide reacted with the water gives acetylene. The same way calcium phosphide reacted with the water, it gives phosphine. Then phosphine easily catches fire on atmosphere and also it ignites the another product acetylene. So burning of these gases serves as a signal to the approaching ship. When one ship is in the need help means, that ship persons they throw the container containing calcium carbide and calcium phosphide. The following reactions, the above mentioned reaction takes place, and the burning gases made a signal to the approaching ship there, so that they get the help from the another ship, so that it is used as a home signal. It give the signal to another ship. Preparation of phosphorus trichloride. When the stream of chlorine is passed through white phosphorus, it forms phosphorus trichloride. Or otherwise, white phosphorus when it reacted with thionyl chloride, formula is SOCl2. It gives phosphorus trichloride along with the sulfur dioxide and sulfur monochloride, formula is S2Cl2. Then properties. First properties. The phosphorus trichloride when it is hydrolysis with the cold water, it gives phosphorus acid. The first of all, 1 mole of water it reacted with the phosphorus trichloride, it gives one addition compound because that vacant 3d orbital is present in the phosphorus. So that first of all it gives one addition compound, that is PCl3 H2O. Then again that H2O split into HOH. See the reaction. The H is reacted with this Cl of 1 Cl3 PCl3, and then instead of that Cl, the OH is added with that phosphorus. Then we get POHCl2 plus HCl. Again that POHCl2 reacted with another mole of water. Here also the water is same split into HOH. The H take one chlorine from the POCl2, then it gives instead of that one chlorine, then one OH is placed in that place, so that we get H2PO2Cl plus HCl. Again that H2PO2Cl is reacted with another mole of water. It is split into HOH. The H is reacted with the chlorine. That chlorine place is occupied now by another OH. Now we get H3PO3, that is phosphorus acid. So each chlorine is replaced by OH group, then only we get the phosphorus acid. The same way in ethyl alcohol, each chlorine is replaced by OH, so that we are getting phosphorus acid. Then the OH group, instead of OH group, the chlorine will occupy to C2H5, we get ethyl chloride. So we get 3 moles of ethyl chloride. Then in propionic acid also, instead of OH, chlorine is occupied, the OH goes to Cl place, so we get phosphorus acid. Along with that CH3 C2H5COCl, that is propanoyl chloride, we get 3 moles of propanoyl chloride. Uses of phosphorus trichloride. First use is it used as a chlorinating agent. Wherever you want to add chlorine, you can use that phosphorus trichloride as a chlorinating agent. The next one, preparation of H3PO3, that is phosphorus acid. We can use phosphorus trichloride. Next one, phosphorus pentachloride preparation. When the excess of chlorine is added with the phosphorus trichloride, we get phosphorus pentachloride. The only preparation for phosphorus pentachloride is just you add excess chlorine with the phosphorus trichloride. Next one, chemical properties. On heating, the phosphorus pentachloride once again liberating the chlorine, it gives phosphorus trichloride. Next one, when phosphorus pentachloride is added with water, it gives phosphoryl chloride in the first step. Then overall reaction, it gives orthophosphoric acid along with the hydrochloric acid. Let's we see the reaction. In the first reaction, phosphorus pentachloride is added with water. It gives phosphoryl chloride, that is POCl3. We get it by splitting the O with Cl3, we get POCl3, and remaining hydrogen is added with the chlorine, we get hydrogen chloride. Then the phosphoryl chloride, once again it's reacted with the 3 moles of water, it gives phosphoric acid and then 3 moles of HCl. Now we are going to add first reaction and the second reaction. Then you see that in the first reaction, product side we have phosphoryl chloride. In the second reaction, reactant side we have phosphoryl chloride. So strike out these two phosphoryl chloride. Then we add, means the first reactant is phosphorus pentachloride, and then in the two reactant side we have 1 mole of water, and then second reaction 3 moles of water added with each other, we get 4 moles of water. And in product side there is 1 phosphoric acid and then 2 moles of HCl in first reaction, 3 moles of HCl in the second reaction, added with each other we get 5 moles of HCl. Phosphorus pentachloride, when it reacts with the metal, it gives metal chloride. See that reaction. First silver reacted with the phosphorus pentachloride, it gives silver chloride along with that phosphorus trichloride. The same way tin reacted with the phosphorus pentachloride, it gives tin tetrachloride and then phosphorus trichloride. Now in organic compound, the phosphorus pentachloride is used to chlorinate that organic compound. First one, C2H5OH ethyl alcohol. Instead of the OH group, the Cl is added, so that we get C2H5Cl ethyl chloride and then 1 hydrochloric acid and then phosphorus oxide trichloride. The same way in propanoic acid C2H5COOH, when PCl5 is added, we get propanoyl chloride. Instead of OH group, 1 chlorine is added, mean we get propanoyl chloride and then 1 mole of HCl and 1 mole of phosphorus oxide trichloride. Uses of phosphorus pentachloride, it is also used as a chlorinating agent and also replace the hydroxyl group by chlorine atom. Wherever we need, we can use phosphorus pentachloride. Now we are going to see the structure of phosphorus trioxide. Here the phosphorus trioxide formula is P2O3. How do we get this phosphorus trioxide? Means phosphorus valency is sometimes 3, sometimes 5. So here the phosphorus valency is 3, oxygen 2. So crisscross method apply means we get P2O3. See the structure sidewise, I write P2O3. And now I am going to add one more P2O3. So we get P4O6. So phosphorus trioxide, another formula is P4O6. In this structure there is P4 and then oxygen, 6 oxygen is present. Then here the oxygen atomic number 8. So electronic configuration 1s to 2s to 2p4. In the 2p orbital there is no d orbital is there, but in phosphorus the atomic number is 15. So electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3 and 3d0. There is in 3d orbital there is no electron. In oxygen there is no d orbital, but in phosphorus there is d orbital is present because of this p pi and d pi bonding, and p pi from oxygen and d pi from phosphorus result some double bond character in PO, that is the bond between the phosphorus and oxygen, there is some double bond character. It is indicated in bold. Then one bold bond. The next one P4O10. What is P4O10 means? It is phosphorus pentoxide. Now see the structure inside. Phosphorus pentoxide means here the valency of phosphorus is 5 and oxygen 2. So crisscross method apply means P2O5 we get. One more P2O5 we add, mean we get the P4O10. That is called as phosphorus pentoxide. Then here the structure that phosphorus that sometimes I said that it is a valency is 3. So one more lone pair electron is present. I indicate in red color. So phosphorus 15 means orbit wise how can we write it? That means 2, 8, 5. So 3 electron form single bond with the 3 oxygen, and remaining we have 2 valence electron. The 2 valence electron is given to the terminal oxygen. So it gives 2 electron to oxygen. That is one atom is sharing, that is donating it electron to another atom. One is donor, another acceptor, means that is called as, that bond is called as coordinate bond. So in terminal oxygen you see that there is a double bond is present, that is called as coordinate bond. Here that is the double bond character here arises because of lateral overlap of filled p orbital of oxygen atom and empty d orbital on phosphorus. Now you get an idea about this structure. Structure of oxo acids of phosphorus. First one, hypophosphorus acid. Formula is H3PO2. Around the P we have 5 bonds, and oxygen it will form 2 bonds either in a double bond formation or a single bond form. Oxygen possesses 2 bond, phosphorus possesses 5 bond, and hydrogen possesses only 1 bond. Then you see the structure now. In phosphorus, hypophosphorus acid, what is the formula? H3PO2. So centrally we start with the phosphorus. Around that how many bond? 5 bonds. So single bond is occupied by 2 hydrogen and one more single bond is occupied by 1 oxygen, and double bond to another oxygen. Here that one more phosphorus possesses what I told you, 5 bond. So it is satisfied, girls. So the next one, oxygen it forms sometimes double bond. So one of the oxygen it form double bond, and one more oxygen is present, that oxygen form the single bond with the phosphorus and then with the hydrogen. Now move on to orthophosphorus acid. Formula H3PO3. Centrally we start from phosphorus. Around that how many bond we need? 5 bonds, so it is satisfied. And one of the oxygen possesses double bond, and one more 2 oxygen it form single bond with the phosphorus as well as with the hydrogen, and one more hydrogen it form the single bond. The next one, phosphoric acid. Formula H4P2O6. We start with the 2 phosphorus. Centrally we put 2 phosphorus. Around that see how many bond is there? 5 bonds. So 2 phosphorus it possesses 5 bonds, and 2 oxygen it possesses double bond, so it is also satisfied. And how many oxygen remaining we have? 4 oxygen. That 4 oxygen single bond with the phosphorus and one more single bond with the hydrogen. So it is also satisfied. The next one, orthophosphoric acid, formula H3PO4. Centrally phosphorus is having around the phosphorus 5 bond is there, and 1 oxygen it possesses double bond, so it is also satisfied, and 3 oxygen it form a single bond with the phosphorus as well as with the hydrogen. The next one, for pyrophosphoric acid, H4P2O7. Here the centrally we are going to start with the oxygen, and one bond with the phosphorus and another one bond with the another phosphorus, so 2 bond is okay for oxygen. Now see the phosphorus, around the phosphorus we got 5 bonds, so that 2 phosphorus is satisfied, and 2 more oxygen they have the double bond, so it is also satisfied, and remaining 4 oxygen, you see that around the 4 oxygen it form a single bond with the hydrogen as well as phosphorus, so they are also satisfied. Preparation of oxo acids of phosphorus. First one, hypophosphorus acid, formula H3PO2. It is prepared by when phosphorus is added with water, it gives hypophosphorus acid along with the phosphine. The next one, orthophosphorus acid, formula is H3PO3. It is prepared by when phosphorus trioxide is reacted with water, it gives phosphorus orthophosphorus acid. The next one, hypophosphoric acid, formula is H4P2O6. It is obtained when the phosphorus in the presence of oxygen it reacted with water, it gives hypophosphoric acid. The next one, orthophosphoric acid, formula is H3PO4. It is obtained by when phosphorus pentoxide is reacted with the water, it gives orthophosphoric acid. Now see that when phosphorus trioxide reacted with the water, it gives orthophosphorus acid. Phosphorus pentoxide when reacted with the water, it gives orthophosphoric acid. Next one, pyrophosphoric acid, formula is H4P2O7. It is obtained by when the orthophosphorus acid on heating, it gives pyrophosphoric acid along with 1 mole of water. Our next family is oxygen family, that is group 16. That family name is called as chalcogen family. What is chalcogen means? Ore forming element. Most of the ore they occurred as oxide or sulfide, so that the name chalcogen is derived that they are ore forming elements. The first element is oxygen. We know very well it is a most abundant element. It occurs in dioxygen in air. In volume wise, 20% of by weight as well as in volume. In combined form, it occurred as oxide. Then oxygen, 46.6% we get it from by weight in earth crust. In sulfur, we get 0.034 by weight in earth crust. The next element is sulfur. Sulfur, it is excited sulfate. There is gypsum, epsom. Epsoms are occurred as sulfate. Then galena, zinc blende, they are occurred as sulfide in the form of sulfide. So sulfur, it is occurred as sulfate form and then sulfide form. Then in volcanic axis also we get sulfur. Then remaining selenoid, telluride, they are obtained in scarce. What is scarce means? Insufficient amount only. They are obtained in the form of sulfide ore. They are obtained along with the sulfide ore. Oxygen preparation. Atmosphere, oxygen, the mass of oxygen is 23%. In water, the oxygen percentage is 83%. In world rock, it contains most of the oxygen in the combined form only. The industrial preparation, industrial means large amount of oxygen we prepared from liquefied air. The liquefied air contains most of the gases in liquid form. So each gas have some boiling point nearer to each other, so that we are using the method fractional distillation. the fraction by fraction we are going to remove the gases. So at particular temperature we can get the oxygen from this liquefied air. So what method here we are using here? Fractional distillation method to prepare oxygen from liquefied air. The next one, laboratory preparation. In the laboratory preparation, first of all we are going to use hydrogen peroxide. In the presence of catalyst, the hydrogen peroxide decomposes water and then oxygen. The next one, the hydrogen peroxide can be oxidized with help of potassium permanganate. Then the potassium permanganate, the permanganate ion is changed into manganese 2 plus, and then hydrogen peroxide, it liberate oxygen and then changed as a water. The next one, metallic oxide. Sometimes we are going to use the metallic oxide. Next one, oxoanion. That oxoanion also thermal decomposition take place. On heating, thermal decomposition take place, gives the oxygen. First one, mercury oxide, HGO. On heating it gives mercury and then oxygen. The next one, barium peroxide, BaO2. On heating it gives barium oxide and liberate oxygen, BaO plus O2. The next one, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride, it liberate oxygen and gives potassium chloride on heating in the presence of manganese oxide. The next one, potassium nitrate, on heating it liberates oxygen and as well as it gives potassium nitrate, KNO2. Properties of oxygen. Oxygen is a paramagnetic. Why it is paramagnetic means it contains one unpaired electron. If you see the molecular orbital theory, means it contains one unpaired electron, so that it is paramagnetic. Next one, nitrogen fluorine, they form a strong hydrogen bond. The same way oxygen also form a strong hydrogen bond, and it has two allotrophic form. One is dioxygen, another one is ozone. The another name for ozone is trioxygen. Formula is O3. Then that ozone, we can get the ozone at sea level and also in the upper atmosphere. It is obtained by action of ultraviolet ray, we get the ozone. Then the ozone we can prepare from the laboratory by passing electrical discharge around 20,000 volt through oxygen. Then the 10% of oxygen is converted into ozone. Then this mixture now contains ozone as well as oxygen. So that mixture name is ozonoid oxygen. That ozonoid, from the ozonoid oxygen we can get the pure ozone, that by using fractional distillation method. First of all, the ozonoid oxygen is made into liquid. So the liquefied ozonoid oxygen is undergo on heating. So the boiling point differences nearer to each other, so that we are fraction by fraction we are going to remove each gas. At last we get the pure ozone. The pure ozone is a pale blue gas. Now see the reaction. The oxygen formula O2 and equilibrium, it gives 2 Nielsen oxygen, that is atomic oxygen. One of the atomic oxygen reacted with the ozone, that oxygen molecule O2, it gives ozone, that is O3. Then now we are going to see the structure of ozone molecule. The structure is bend shape. Then you see that brown color I indicated that oxygen atomic number is 8. Electronic configuration in orbit wise 2,6. So valence electron, how many electron is there means 6 electron. So it form 3 lone pair electron and 1 bonded pair. When it is in, it form a single bond. When it is oxygen, it is going to form a single bond, means it contains 3 lone pair electron and 1 single bond electron. Then if it is formed double bond, means it contains 2 lone pair electron and 2 bonded pair. Now see the first structure. The first oxygen, it contains 2 lone pair and 2 bonded pair, that is 2 bond is there. But in second oxygen, it contains positive character. Why it is contained positive character means it contains only 1 lone pair, and that 1 lone pair it donates to third oxygen. Then third oxygen, it gains the lone pair from the second oxygen, so that it possesses negative character. Now we can change the direction to the first oxygen too. so that the first oxygen now it gain the electron from the second oxygen, so it possesses the negative character. The same way the second oxygen it loses electron, so that it possesses the positive character. This is the structure of ozone. It has the bend shape and it is asymmetrical with the delocalized bonding between the oxygen atom, that is the electron are moving, so that we are getting two resonance structure for ozone. Chemical properties of oxygen. Oxygen combined with the metal and non-metal and it form metal oxide and non-metal oxide. S block elements they combine with oxygen at room temperature, but in less reactive metal they combine with oxygen in powder form. The finely divided metal is called as biroboric. So in the biroboric form only the less reactive metal combined with the oxygen and gives the required product. The next one, ozone. It is a powerful oxidizing agent. They react with the substance with the condition, some condition that oxygen will never react with the substance, but the ozone can react with that substance. That is, what is that means? The substance which cannot react with oxygen under some condition, that substance they can react with the ozone with the same condition. Then the ozone it oxidizes potassium iodide to iodine. This reaction is used to estimate the ozone. See the reaction, ozone when react with the potassium iodide in the presence of water, it gives potassium hydroxide and oxygen and then iodine. Here the iodide in potassium iodide, the oxidation number of iodine is -1. In iodine it is 0. So the oxidation number is increases. From -1 to 0 it is increases, means it is oxidized. The potassium iodide is oxidized to iodine. So this is happened with the help of ozone. So the ozone is called as oxidizing agent. The ozone it is also oxidize the organic compound, so that it is used for oxidation of organic compound also. Then acidic solution, the oxidizing power of ozone is very exceed than fluorine and then atomic oxygen. The rate of decomposition of ozone it is goes down in alkaline solution. Uses of now oxygen. Oxygen we know very well it is an important compound to live for the living organism. Without oxygen no one can survive, you know very well. So it is a important use. Next one, it is used in welding. Welding in the form of oxyacetylene. In the oxyacetylene we are using welding. So here oxygen also used. Third one, liquid oxygen. It is used in the fuel of rocket.